Hello relatives, welcome to this week's Schlagbite entitled Raising Kids, Not Murderers, for the week January 14th, 2013. Last week was the second anniversary of the serious wounding of former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and the killing of 6 others, including a 9-year-old girl, Christina Taylor Greene. Christina's mother was in New York last week as well, promoting a national plan to prevent gun violence. And afterwards, she went to Newtown, Connecticut to support the families of 20 children who were killed by another crazed young gunman. Last week also featured the pretrial hearings of another sick young man who gunned down 70 people in an Aurora, Colorado movie theater. This surge of murders has us again scrambling for solutions. People talking about gun control and more intense background checks, curbing media violence, and I think it's not enough. I'm reminded of the story about people who are picnicking by a riverside who suddenly see a drowning child in the water. The picnickers mobilize, they form a human chain, and reach out and rescue the child. And no sooner do they return than they see another child in distress, and again they link up to save the child. But when they emerge from the water, one of the rescuers walks away. The others call out to him, "Where are you going? We may need you again." To which he replied, "I'm going upstream to see how these kids are getting in." I think we need to be looking upstream and addressing what's happening to young people in our culture that sets the stage for such psychopathic acts of violence. I'm reading a book by Jared Diamond, the distinguished scientist and Pulitzer Prize-winning author, who tells us in his new book, The World Until Yesterday, that when it comes to raising kids, we can learn something from our ancestors who lived in traditional, small-scale cultures where kids didn't grow up to be psychopaths. Kids raised in traditional cultures grew up in community with extended families, all of who shared responsibility for childcare, training, and the development of social skills. These people talked to each other. They didn't spend much time by themselves in passive entertainment. Their children felt secure, and they became young people who were capable of facing their fears, insecurities, and challenges without becoming crazed killers. They have lessons for us that are worth considering. Let's spend more time talking to each other rather than communicating only online. Let's restore the evening meal to a family ritual. Make it a rule to turn off phones, headsets, and computers at the dinner table, where you can share what's happening and what's important in your life. Find, create, nurture a community of support. Build a network of people who mirror your values, your expectations, and who will be there for you in the joys and in your struggles. Surely we need some gun control and we need to intensify background check, but let's also go upstream and make some changes in our child rearing practices. That's what I'm thinking about this week, relatives. I'm wishing you a good week, a joyous new year where we can move beyond the pain and suffering and remind ourselves of what we like best about who we are. Have a great week. I say this to all of you, for all my relations. Mitakuyasi.